Hello. Hey, y'all, and welcome again to Friday Night Live. Friday Night Live, Love Talk with Kisha, the healing stage. Welcome. This is where I render conversation regarding self love awareness. Um, we talk about all different types of things. We talk about and we discuss the issues surrounding relationships of all kinds. We talk about the lies, the assumptions, and the judgments that are often made against us. We talk about the lust, which is a trauma of the effects that we have endured through our circumstances. And we also talk about the lessons in which we walk away from after we have had those trying and difficult experiences that cause us to grow and um, open up room for healing. I render truth, I render testimony, and I render complete transparency along my self journey, my self discovery, and my self healing phase. So, welcome again. Welcome to Love Talk with Kisha, the healing stage. This is the Friday Night Live. This is where we get together. We chat a little bit just to have some conversation that can help each and every one of us become a better person. So on tonight, I will start by saying I wrote in the title part, self love is healing. Self love is healing. You must heal before you can effectively, you must heal before you can love effectively. So a lot of people don't realize, but self love and healing goes hand in hand. Self love and healing goes hand in hand. A lot of times we want to seek love, we want to go after love, we want to be loved, but we are still in that broken. You'll hear me use the word broken, brokenness throughout this life. We are still in that broken spot. We're still in that spot where we need to heal. And one of the things that I have learned through my personal journey, and one of the things that I applaud myself for doing, is taking the time to recognize my need to heal, taking the time to separate myself from the things and from my past, and just being able to accept and grab onto the healing. So we must heal. We must heal before we can love effectively. Someone may ask, why does she keep talking about this healing? Why does she keep talking about healing? And I continue to talk about healing because healing is something that people really struggle with. Healing is something that people really seek but just don't know how to grab on. Healing is something that people have a hard time grasping to. Healing is something that a lot of people feel they don't need, but they really do. Healing is something that people are in denial of. Healing is something that people reject. But healing brings so much benefit to your life. It adds so much extra to yourself. It opened up doors for you to allow to be proud of yourself, and so many other different things that I'm going to talk about a little later in the live. I'm just trying to make sure that I can. This live is public. Okay. So healing is very important. So let's move on. 20, the end of 2020 coming into 2021. My theme for 2021 resolved around three things: singleness, wholeness, and completeness. And before I had the big picture, the full picture of what it was God wanted me to do because I stepped out with it when He gave it to me. Now, let's just say 6 months later, I was like, wow, like all of this is coming together. Like every piece is coming together in which He has downloaded in me, to be able to deliver to people who really need these words and this message. singleness. So when we're talking about singleness, we're talking about that time that you have taken to yourself to just push through and understand you, get to know you on a deeper level, work through some things without the interruptions of anyone else, which is very, very important. In order for you to grab on to the understanding and the things that you are going, that you are dealing with inside, you must have that one-on-one time with yourself. You must take that time to have that one-on-one time with yourself. So the singleness phase is very, very important. But then we move on to the word wholeness. And when we talk about wholeness, this is the state of becoming undamaged, moving past what happened to you when you were a child, adult, in that relationship, that divorce, that separation, whatever it was. Becoming undamaged and not allowing those things to keep you stuck in the spot where you can't move forward. And then we have the completeness, and which goes back to our title, self-love. Self-love is healing. That completeness that allows you to recognize that I need to love myself more. That before I continue to put into other people, before I continue to love everyone else and reject myself and overlook myself, that completeness says, I need to learn how to love me. And learning how to love you is not easy. Learning how to love you can be a little troubling in the beginning because you don't know where to start. But in the end, it pays off. And you're gonna have some good moments and some bad moments. You're gonna make some mistakes through this. It's gonna cause a whole lot of things to happen. But it's the best decision that you could ever do is choose to love you first. So singleness, wholeness, and completeness. Remember those three. I said in my video last night that we are either in three different spots. And that's me, you, everybody watching. We're in three different spots or stages or phases, however you want to say it. We have some people that need to heal. We have some people that need to heal, but just don't know how. We have others that are approaching healing. The thought is there, the mental concept is there, but they just need to move one more step. And then we have those ones who are already into the healing journey, but it's a continuous thing because healing is continuous, continuous. Things will always come to try to discourage. Things will always come to try to tempt. Things will always come to try to make you run away and do the opposite. So people are in three different spots. They're either needing to heal, approaching healing, or continuously healing. Healing is very important because when we look around in the world, we see people battling with depression, addiction, generational curses, sexual assault, trauma, domestic violence. We have our youth that have no guidance, and they're looking for answers. We have so many different types of things. We have um, our young generations that are becoming parents too soon and they don't understand how not getting their lives together first and understanding them and how being able to love themselves and grab onto that self-love concept before they have a child, how when they neglect doing that, that runs over to this child that you are bringing into the world. And now that innocent child is now faced with those struggles in which you have basically brought them into. So it goes way deeper than we can really ever imagine. So needing to heal, approaching healing, and continuously healing. For someone watching tonight, I would just like to challenge you with the question of where are you? And someone would be out there that may be rejecting healing because people do reject healing. you know. So if you are rejecting healing, if you are the person that are rejecting healing, I really ask you to think about, how life would be if you actually had the authority to take the eraser at the end of a pencil and erase all of that. Erase the past trauma. Erase the past depression. Erase the sexual assault. Erase the domestic violence. Erase whatever it is, what your mother did, what your father did, your family issues, the forgiveness, the unforgiveness in your heart, the shame and the guilt from the situations that have set in for years, decades. We're talking about that baggage, that extra, those unresolved issues that have been stuck there for years, and they have become a stronghold over your life where you cannot move. And for some of us, we want to move, but we just don't know how. And for others, you just gotten that comfortable. You just gotten that comfortable where you feel that nothing else or nothing good can come from this. You've mentally told yourself, I will always be in this place. And you have not challenged yourself strong enough. You have not challenged yourself deep enough to understand that I can do this, that I can do this. So I challenge you tonight. What stage are you in? Are you rejecting healing? Do you need to heal? Are you approaching healing? Or are you that continuously healing phase? And then my next question would be, what do you need to heal from? What do you need to heal from? As we think back from a child, a young adult, different relationships we've been in, the marriages, to separations, to divorce, to this, to that. What do you need to heal from? What has caused that blockage in your life? And then my next question would be, how has it affected you? How has it affected you? Has it made you bitter? Has it made you angry? Has it caused that unforgiveness in your heart? Has it caused hatred? Has it caused unhappiness? Has it caused you to become hopeless? Has it caused you to be promiscuous? Has it caused you to be evil? Has it caused you to feel that you need to compete with everybody just to make yourself feel good? So many other things I could say, but how has it affected you? Has it made you feel worthless? Has it made you run out and seek for the love in the wrong spots? So many things. And my last question would be, where do you desire to be or feel? Where do you desire to be or feel? Do you want to be that person that overcomes whatever it is that has caused you pain, hurt, disappointment, shame, guilt, so many other emotions that we go through? Where do you want to be? What do you desire? What do you feel inside? Is there even a need? Even though you may not know where to start, even though you may not be able to put your hands on it and grab it, is there, my computer just went out. Okay, trying to figure out. I can't see the screen, but I don't know if y'all can see me. Okay, trying to figure out. can't see the screen. I don't know if I can see it. Okay, so I guess y'all can see me. I'm looking at my live on my page. I'm just going to continue to talk. I guess you can see me. My screen is just because I don't want to stop. This is very, very important. I'm looking at my Facebook page and I still see my face, so I'm going to keep going. I just can't see the screen on my laptop. Okay, so do you have the desire? Do you have the desire? Do you feel that you want to be in a different spot? Do you want to move beyond where you are? Those are some very, very important things to think about. So my questions again. What do you need to heal from? How has it affected you? And where do you desire to be or feel? Just think about those questions. Self-denial. A lot of people may say, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good. Self-denial. Self-denial will hurt you. Self-denial will damage you. Self-denial will break you. And self-denial will ruin you. So I say to someone that maybe, I say to someone that maybe, I say to someone. Okay, so we good now, y'all. Maybe. I say to someone, I'm glad I kept on. I say to someone, okay, Kisha, okay, y'all, I'm saying a comment now. So I'm glad I didn't stop because this is good. I say to someone that is in a place of self-denial. Like, you gotta get up out of there. You gotta get up out of there. I can see the comments, y'all. My cousin says, speak. Yes, Jacob. First step of healing is seeking a personal relationship with God. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was going to get there. Absolutely. Kisha said, yeah, I can see you. Okay. So here we go. We're going to continue. Glad I didn't stop. Close the laptop. None of that stuff. If you are in a place of self-denial, I pray that you may challenge yourself like never before to look in the mirror and just deal with the brokenness inside. No matter how long you've been carrying it, deal with that brokenness because it doesn't have to stay that way. The reason why you are in the spot and you're dealing with what you're dealing with right now is because of a decision that you have made, a choice that you have decided to accept, but you have the authority to step out of that denial and grab onto change and growth. Self-denial, as I said, a lot of people say, I'm good, ain't nothing wrong with me. But in reality, yeah, you may be good, but you're still broken. You're still broken to some extent. Which brings me to my next point, as my cousin has said. The first step of healing is seeking a personal relationship with God. Here's the thing. When you're looking in that mirror and you're trying to address your issues and you're trying to, find a sense of direction, a sense of guidance, a sense of understanding, so many other different things. You got to look in that mirror and you got to talk to God like he's your best friend. Like everybody that you tried to talk to, like literally didn't pay you not one piece of attention. You got to talk to God like he's your best friend. And you got to cry. You got to let those tears come down. You got to let it out. And when you begin to talk to God, you just have to accept Him. You have to understand what this thing of faith really is. Even though I may not understand how God can get me out of this, because I've never really taken the time to get to know him. But I'm going to understand. I'm going to commit to understand, to have faith, to believe that he can pull me up out of whatever I'm dealing with. The relationship, the abuse, the domestic violence, the household issues, the marriage problem, the breakup, the issues on the job, the way people treat you, what they say about you. It doesn't matter whatever it is. God can, he can literally take any situation and turn it around. It depends on us. Are we committed enough, and are we willing enough to trust him? We got to trust God. We have to trust God to get us to a spot where we can heal, because here's the thing, we cannot do it alone. For so many years, I tried to deal with my issues regarding men, running from man to man, giving myself when I didn't even understand I was damaging myself. You know, men after men, promiscuous life, being broken, pain, um, insecurities, lack of self love, self worth, didn't know my value, all of those things. And I want to say 2013, 2014, I was like, you know what? I can't do this no more. I can't do this no more. I got to do something different. And that was the beginning of my self love journey. Um, and within taking that, making a commitment to love myself more, I had to go to God and I had to ask God to help me, because I did not know how to do it. But I had to go to God. I had to ask God, this don't feel good no more. I don't want to do this no more. Like, I need your help to get over this, to get over this. And that was the beginning of my self love journey, in which I just had to talk to God like he was my best friend. And I say that when you're looking in that mirror and you're letting go of all of these things, and you're um, allowing those faults and those flaws and those mistakes and those bad choices to fall off of you, you know, you're dealing with the ugly self. You're dealing with the person that you don't like seeing in the mirror. Hair is not made up. You don't have your jewelry on. You ain't got no lipstick or, eyeshadow, eyeshadow, your eyebrows, your eyelash, none of that. Even for the men, you know, none of that. You're just dealing with the ugly self, that ugly self. The person that you hide when you step into a room, the person that you hide when you step into a public place, the person that you hide when you walk into your job, the person that you hide even when company comes over your house, the person that you pretend to be on Facebook that you really not, or Instagram. That's the person that you need to deal with in the mirror, your ugly self. I can't express it anymore. Like, for so long, we try to do things ourselves, and we get so frustrated, we get so disappointed, we get so upset, we get so overwhelmed when it change doesn't happen, when the outcome is not what we expect. But the whole thing is, it's meant for you to get tired of trying yourself. It's meant for you to say, okay, God, I may not know you like they know you, but I hear all of these good things about you. I hear how you change this, and how you allowed a miracle to happen in this person's life, and how you bless this person, and how you allow this person to come from this and that. I'm just going to give up, and I'm just going to trust you in my life as well. I'm just going to trust you in my life as well. Because I'm tired of being in this spot, and I'm tired of dealing with everything that's been on my back. I'm tired of my load being so heavy. I'm tired of not being able to walk, or I'm tired of being able to hold myself up when I really want to fall down, but I'm just ashamed what people may think about me if I just show my true self. Dealing with that ugly self in the mirror. Examples, an example of healing factors. Example of healing factors. We as people, we deal with circumstances and experiences that have happened from day one, from birth. Some people parents give them up at birth. They deal with that, never getting to know their biological parent, never really being able to have that connection that they wish they would have had, to have that parent involved in their life. Childhood experiences, things that we have seen in our household that has now affected us, that we now don't correct and that we don't take ownership of and that we don't become accountable of. So now our kids are now introduced to those same household generational curses. Trauma from whatever it may be. The breakup, the separation, the divorce, pain, grief, and disappointment. I just want to talk about grief for a minute because I know how grief can really, grief can really stick, grief can really hurt. But what I've learned from my past 6 years, almost 6 years of dealing with grief, it doesn't have to keep you stuck. And even through that loss, and even through that dark moment of losing your loved one, no matter how close they may have been, that can introduce purpose into your life. You don't have to be stuck in depression. You don't have to be in a spot where you give up. You don't have to stay in the spot where you feel hopeless. That circumstance can produce purpose and so many other different things in your life. Again, it's your decision and it's a choice that you have to make. Do I want to live or do I want to die in this? Do I want to sink or do I want to rise in this? Excuse me, my allergies are bothering me. Allergy, sinus, all of those things. It's a choice and a decision. Insecurity, self-esteem, self-love. Let's just deal with insecurities and self-esteem right now. Insecurities and self-esteem. Insecurities. How many times do we struggle about what other people think about us? How many times do we deal with becoming this new person and people still trying to relate you to that old person? Insecurities and self-esteem. Not being able to feel confident in ourselves. Not being able to feel completely secure in ourselves. And then we talk about the unhappiness, the self-worth, and the self-value. Those situations that have caused us to feel unhappy, to not even recognize our value or our worth, to not even recognize that even though we are where we are right now, there's always an opportunity to step into a new era. That even though this happened, there's something else better for me. Here's my quote. I just got to put in the work. Just got to put in the work. Don't commit while you're broken. Don't commit while you're broken. Here's the thing. When we look at, let's just reflect a little bit on reality TV, all of those shows, reality TV that has all of these, different people. And if we can just reflect for a moment on reality TV, We see these people jump from relationship to relationship. They have children, they get married, they're so in love at that moment, and we're watching them on TV and be like, oh, look at them, oh my God. And we talking. And then we listen to the radio and we, hear a commercial or whatever it is, and now these people are broken up. These people are filing for divorce. And so many different things. And one thing that I've learned within my own personal self journey is that until I heal, my vision will never be what it should. Until I heal, I will never be able to begin to put the pieces or to allow God to put the pieces back together in my life. Until I heal, I'll never be able to love effectively. Until I heal, I'll never be able to recognize fully what's for me and what's not for me. These are some of the things that we see happening on reality TV, constantly jumping from relationship to relationship, constantly dealing with so many self issues in which they don't take time to deal with themselves, but they step into another relationship. They turn to another person, expecting them to be better than the last person. But what they don't realize and what we don't realize is that it has nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with us. It has everything to do with looking in the mirror at that ugly person and recognizing your issues. That emptiness and that void that you have inside, no one but God can render the satisfaction that you need. As a person that in my younger days ran from relationship to relationship, man to man, looking for this and looking for that, I look back and be like, wow, if I just knew what I knew now back then, I wouldn't have done it. But then I have to also tell myself, you know what? It was an experience that I needed because now I'm more cautious about my decisions. I'm more cautious about my moves. I'm more cautious about my actions. I put more thought into this self love journey. Um, I challenge my ways and I challenge myself in ways I never did. I see my strength. I see how I became wiser. So even though those things hurt and it was self inflicted pain, because I chose to allow myself to be in those situations. So it's one thing when somebody does something and you don't have the choice. You don't know. But I cannot say that every man of my past that I was with, that I didn't know. There were a lot of things that I did know, but I still stayed. And I look back today and say, you know what? I needed that. Even though it hurt me, even though it was self inflicted, because I stayed in the midst of some things that I knew I had no business being into and I should have ran from because mentally I wasn't there. Growth wise, I wasn't there. But now I can look back and say, you know what? I'm thankful for that because that has built me into the person that I am today. The person that want to see other people win in their lives, walk in newness. That's what WIN stands for, walk in newness. The person that has become passionate to see others grow and strive and heal and succeed and elevate and pour back into others. Because here's the thing, I lift you, you lift someone else. Then we all begin to help each other. It's just healing is so very important in this stage for me right now because when I look around, I see so many people and I talk to people that are seeking healing, but it's hard. People that seek healing, but they're clueless. They have that desire. That one is there, but they have not stepped into dedicating their effort. They just don't know how. Some people want to heal, but you have no one you can confide in because you figure that judgment is what you're going to get. So many different things. When we think about depression, the things that, or the people that are dealing with depression, that are hiding depression, that they're depressed, you would never know because they walk around with a smile on their face. You would never know because the hair is dead, the eyelashes are on, the lip gloss, the lipstick, the jewelry. They got the breast done, they got the butt done, they got that what do you call it? They got that nice waist, the best outfit. They looking good, but at the end of the day, they're depressed. That when they walk into the public, it's this facade or this facade that I'm good when you're really not. So when you step out into the world, when you step out into the environment and you're around people, you're acting one way, but when you step back in your house, it's nothing but hurt, pain, disappointment, tears, lying in the bed, hopelessness. Healing is serious, and that's all I can really say. This is not speaking on something somebody told me. This is not just 6 years of experience, 6 years of my hardest experience, of my darkest moment, I would say. But all my life, I've been dealing with overcoming this and overcoming this and overcoming this and overcoming this. It's been hard. I'm just one of those people that when I look at my life and I see where God has allowed me to be, how He's allowed to take a person that dealt with so much emptiness, that dealt with so much void, and He just began to complete my life with so many things that I didn't even imagine. Those of you that know my story know that I shared when my son passed away and I was just lost. Never suicidal, but just didn't know where to turn. It was that commitment that said, God, if you get me through this, I'll spend the rest of my life like telling people how serious you are. And I would never say, you got 20 minutes, I would never say that prayer was a joke. That prayer was a promise. That prayer is why I dedicate the effort I do into self love ministry. That prayer is the reason why I'm passionate about being so transparent with my life, to give somebody else hope, to give somebody else encouragement, to lift somebody else up, to say you can if you want to. Like, you can if you grab onto it. It's not just gonna walk to you. This is nothing that you're gonna be handed. This is something that you gotta reach out and you gotta get yourself. This is something that you gotta say, okay, I'm tired. I've been stuck in this long enough. I've dealt with this long enough. I don't care how hard it may seem. I don't care how cloudy my vision is. I don't care what people say or what they may think about this move I'm about to make, but I got to do this one myself. I got to change. I got to let go of this. Excuse me. I got to move past this. I got to cut them off. I got to learn how to do better. I got to learn how to walk away. I got to learn how to revamp some things. I got to learn how to pay attention to the red flags. I got to learn. In order for you to learn, you're going to have to allow God to do some work within you, create new desires, create a new heart. Because here's the thing, that unforgiveness, that hatred, that envy, that bitterness, that jealousy, that competition, you can't carry those things into your next phase. You can't carry those things into your next phase. You can't carry those things into your next season. The place that I am right now, I thought I would never be because I let so many different things trigger me, bother me. But now I don't worry about those things as much. I just want to live my life so that even if when I get off this live, if this is my last live and you never see me again, I lived a good life. I was pursuing my purpose. I was aiming towards my dream. For someone watching tonight, you could be the same person. You can become the same person. Walk away from those past mistakes, past judgment, past faults, flaws, decisions, self-inflicted pain, trauma, generational curses. Let's just throw all those things out the window on tonight. And let's just, really aim to gain acceptance and allow God to enter our heart and into our mind, into our bodies and create change. Winding down this live because I have 15 minutes. Healing promotes. I began to write this down, y'all, and I tell you, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop writing. I just kept adding stuff through the day. I just want to throw these words out there. When you begin to heal, you will experience these things. You experience growth. Growth in which you probably never thought you had in you. You'll experience confidence at a level where you'll shock yourself and probably shock other people too. Happiness will begin to form in ways that you doubted probably all your life. And the best happiness is self-happiness. And that's where it starts. Peace from those issues and circumstances and problems. You'll find peace. Tolerance to deal with those people on your job and your family and your household. Excitement because you committed yourself and God, He showed up and showed out. Change because you no longer are struggling in that thing, but you're doing that thing. Desire. New desires will begin to form that you didn't even know that you had. And here's the thing about healing. And I used to say, until I just watched something previously about Can two people heal together? And I just watched something like 2 days ago, and it was a good point. I think I was watching Jessica Reedy's podcast, and I had to agree because she talked about two people not being able to heal together because if I'm broken and you broken, and you healing and we healing together, when I get healed, I may desire differently. I got with you on a broken note because I was broken and that's all I knew. That's all I could grab to. That's what I thought I needed. That's what I needed to survive at the moment. So I'm broken and you broken. But now I'm healed. And I realize, hmm, this don't work for me no more. That takes us back to the beginning of this live when I said that's why singleness is important. When you're trying to discover yourself, when you're trying to find yourself, because now you have involved other people's hearts, you have involved other people's feelings, you have involved other people's emotions. So when you're trying to find yourself and you're trying to discover yourself, it's best that you take time to just understand you before connecting with someone else. Mental stability. You become mentally stable. Your thoughts become different. Your aim become different. Your goals become different. Balance. Overall, you find a sense of balance where you're no longer stressed like you used to be. You're no longer sluggish like you used to be. Survivor. You did that thing. You overcame it. Relief in so many different ways. Purpose. That thing that hurt you, that thing that disappointed you, that thing that ruined you, that you thought ruined you, man, has now pushed you into your purpose. Healing promotes understanding, it promotes clarity. And the last thing, healing promotes freedom, y'all. Healing promotes freedom. Freedom from the things that we ourselves cannot get out of by ourselves. We need that missing piece. And that missing piece is God. That missing piece is faith. That missing piece is accountability. That missing piece is acceptance. That missing piece is everything. So by ending this live tonight, I say to someone, don't stay stuck. Don't stay stuck in your brokenness. Examine it. Even when we get off this live, if you have to go look yourself in the mirror, by yourself, go in the bathroom if somebody's in the other room. Look yourself in the mirror. And I go back to my questions at the beginning of this live. Look yourself in the mirror and begin to ask yourself these three questions. 10 minutes left. What do I need to heal from on tonight? What do I need to heal from? What brokenness have I been carrying? What brokenness have I been hiding? I've been masking it all up. I've been crying over it. I've been stressed over it. I've been depressed over it. I've been acting like I'm all right, but I'm really not. What do I need to heal from? And then secondly, ask yourself, how has it affected me or how is it affecting me right now? And then lastly, I want you to ask yourself, where do I desire to be? And what do I feel right now? What are some of the things that I desire to feel? What person do I desire to be? Because if you can't write those things down, then you're not ready. Um, you have to have a sense of understanding before you can move forward. And when you gain that sense of understanding and you begin to move forward, then you will begin to see things form in your life for the better. You'll begin to see God opening doors. When you commit to God, you begin to see those doors opening. We're not talking about money. We're talking about growth. We're talking about change. We're talking about effort. We're talking about determination. We're talking about motivation. Ask yourself those questions tonight. Examining our brokenness. So many people stay stuck in their brokenness, feeling hopeless, doubting themselves, disappointed, looking at everybody else succeed, not knowing that you have that same authority. Again, it's the decision that you've made to stay where you are. It's the choice that you made to let that situation keep you stuck. And until you can do those two things, make the decision to pull yourself up out of it and make the choice to not drown in it, healing won't take place. You have to start somewhere. It's important. I didn't realize that when 2, 3 months ago, maybe more than that, when God gave me Love Talk with Kisha, the podcast, that I was going to end up changing the Love Talk with Kisha, the healing stage, through my own personal journey, through my own personal growth. Because I said, well, wow, if I can do it, I can encourage other people. I can encourage other women. And I become passionate about it. There's nothing that you can say about my old self or the old Kisha that I would get upset about. Because I'm proud of this new Kisha. No, I'm not 100% yet, and I probably never will be. I'm gonna still struggle with some things. Still have those challenges. I'm gonna still have those moments. But the most important thing is I put in the work. And tonight, with 6 minutes left, I say to somebody, put in the work. Make that choice to heal. Don't know how. Want to gain a sense of direction. Want to talk it out. One way or the other, you gotta let it out. You gotta vent. You gotta detox. As I always say, um, I'm always open to sitting down and talking and listening and helping. But I can't do none of that if you're not ready. I can't do none of that if you're still in denial. I can't do none of that if you're not a willing vessel. But when you get there and you feel that you're ready, I'll help you. But until then, continue to look in that mirror with 5 minutes left. Continue to ask yourself those questions. Continue to challenge yourself. Why do I challenge people as hard as I do? Because somebody challenged me. And even though I sat and I listened to them plenty of times, probably say the same thing 20 different ways. One day I got it. One day I experienced something, I just said, you know what, no more. And it clicked in, the light bulb came on with 4 minutes left. That's why I challenge people so hard. Change can form if you want it. Change can form if you open up the door. Change can form if you commit to God. That's my live for tonight, y'all. With 4 minutes left, I'm going to pray us up out of here. And yeah, that's what God gave me for tonight. Hope that it has been a blessing. Hope it has inspired somebody. Hope it has encouraged somebody. And I hope that it has helped somebody. I don't come to laugh. I don't come to play. I come to render transparency that will challenge someone, even myself, in my day-to-day struggles. Because even though I'm doing this, I still got struggles. Even though I'm doing this, I still got personal challenges. But doing this helps me hold myself accountable of the assignment that I committed to. So I challenge somebody tonight, like, make the choice to heal. Make the choice to step beyond comfort. Make the choice to step beyond fear and allow God to get you through your struggles and your challenges and all of those things that come up against us. With 3 minutes left, I'm going to pray. God, I come to you just to say thank you. God, I come to you just to render a sense of relief for someone that may be watching this live, God. They don't know how. They've been dealing with it for a long time. They have the desire. They just haven't moved yet. They're living in disguise. They're dealing with so many emotions and so many feelings. Mentally, they're drained. They can barely keep themselves up. God, I ask you to touch that person tonight. God, I ask you to deal with their heart tonight. Deal with their mind. Deal with their soul tonight, God. Deal with them in a way that you never have dealt with them before. Push them into a new era where they want to heal, where they want to go, they want to change, where new desires may form. God, I pray that you will continue to speak to them through conversation, through Love Talk with Kisha, through motivational messages from Coach K, through through inspiration and encouragement, through self-love ministry. God, I pray that you may continue to use me, continue to download in me, continue to mold me in a way that may allow people to see that it's possible. God, I pray over every household tonight. Pray over every person listening to my voice, that you may allow them, after we get off this live, that if they're struggling with issues, if they're debating on which way they want to go, God, I pray that you may give them a sense of direction. You may give them a sense of understanding, and that you may begin to give them a sense of peace, and that you may allow them to just adhere to the word yes, and to say, God, I'm tired, I'm ready, I'm willing. I know that you're able. These blessings and all blessings I ask in your name. Amen. All right, that has been my live for tonight. I pray that you have enjoyed this live. Again, I pray that it has helped you. I would like to leave this live with a quote with no minutes left. So here's my quote. No matter how much it hurts, no matter how much it hurts you, someday you will look back and realize your struggles changed your life for the better. No matter how much it hurts you, someday you will look back and realize your struggles changed you for the better. Good night. I love you. Until next time, be safe, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.